Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and discovering that an entire country had vanished overnight. No ruins, no survivors, no explanation, just empty land where millions of people once lived. Now try to process that for a moment. A place that had cities, roads, markets, families, culture, and life completely gone as if it never existed. Now imagine something even more disturbing. This didn't happen just once. It happened multiple times throughout human history. Entire civilizations, some of the most advanced societies of their time, suddenly collapsed, disappeared, or were erased so completely that even modern science still struggles to explain what actually happened. These were not primitive tribes struggling for survival. They were builders of massive cities. They understood astronomy. They created complex engineering systems that still confuse modern engineers today. And they ruled powerful empires thousands of years before modern civilization even existed. So the real question is, how does something that powerful simply vanish from history? Was it war that wiped them out? Was it disease that destroyed them? Was it natural disasters that ended everything? Or is there something deeper about our past that we still don't fully understand? Something hidden beneath history itself. Tonight, we are uncovering 6 ancient civilizations that were never meant to disappear. And by the end of this story, you may start questioning everything you thought you knew about human history. Because sometimes history doesn't just fade. It gets erased. Deep inside the dense jungles of Central America lies one of the most fascinating civilizations in human history. The Maya civilization. Maya civilization. At their peak, the Maya built enormous stone cities hidden deep within forests. Massive pyramids rose above the jungle canopy like ancient monuments reaching toward the sky. Temples, observatories, cities connected by roads that stretched across vast regions. But what made them truly extraordinary was not just their architecture. It was their knowledge. They created one of the most accurate calendar systems ever developed in the ancient world. They tracked planets with shocking precision. They predicted solar eclipses long before modern instruments existed. And they developed advanced mathematics without any modern tools. At their peak, millions of people lived across their civilization. Everything was thriving. Cities were active. Culture was rich. Knowledge was expanding. And then something strange happened. The cities were abandoned. Not destroyed. Not conquered. Just left behind. Temples that once echoed with rituals became silent stone structures swallowed by the jungle. Entire populations vanished from their cities. And the most disturbing part is this. There is no single explanation that fully fits. Some researchers believe severe drought destroyed their agriculture systems. Others believe internal wars tore their society apart. But many historians agree on one chilling detail. The collapse happened too quickly. A civilization that lasted centuries did not slowly fade away. It broke suddenly. Even today, many Maya cities remain hidden beneath thick jungle, untouched for over 1,000 years, as if nature itself erased them from existence. Long before Rome and Greece reached their peak, another great civilization was already thriving. The mysterious Indus Valley Civilization. Indus Valley Civilization. Their cities were incredibly advanced for their time. Perfect street grids, advanced drainage systems, highly organized urban planning. Everything was designed with precision. Some historians even believe their cities were cleaner and more efficient than many modern cities today. There was order, stability, progress. And then suddenly, everything stopped. Cities were abandoned. Trade routes disappeared. Homes were left untouched. And entire populations vanished from history. So what happened? Some theories suggest climate change destroyed their river systems. Others suggest earthquakes or shifting waterways forced mass migration. But none of these explanations fully answer the most important question. Why did it happen so suddenly? Even more disturbing, archaeologists have found no clear evidence of large-scale war or invasion. No mass graves. No destruction layers. No clear signs of battle. It feels as if people simply left and never returned. And because they left behind very few readable records, their final story remains one of history's greatest mysteries. A civilization that reached incredible heights, erased before it could explain itself. In the harsh deserts and rocky cliffs of the American Southwest, ancient stone cities still stand in silence. These were built by the Anasazi people. Mesa Verde National Park. For centuries, they survived in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. They carved homes directly into cliffs. They built farming systems in dry landscapes. They created entire communities in places most people would consider impossible to live. And yet they thrived until the 13th century. Then they disappeared. Entire cliff dwellings were abandoned. Food stores were left behind. Tools were untouched. Homes were frozen in time. It looked like people suddenly walked away in a single moment. So where did they go? Some researchers blame severe drought. Others suggest conflict or resource collapse. But there are disturbing signs too. Burned settlements, evidence of panic, and signs that something forced entire populations to flee at once. A sudden disappearance that feels more like escape than migration. To this day, no one truly knows where they went. In the heart of Cambodia's jungle lies one of the greatest ancient cities ever built. Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat. This was the center of the powerful Khmer Empire. Khmer Empire. They built one of the most advanced water management systems in ancient history. Massive canals, reservoirs, irrigation networks, so complex that modern engineers still struggle to fully understand them. At its peak, Angkor may have been one of the largest cities on Earth. A massive civilization, a powerful empire, a thriving society, and then collapse. The jungle slowly consumed everything. Roads disappeared under thick roots. Temples were swallowed by trees. Entire cities vanished beneath nature itself. And a great civilization faded into silence. Some believe climate disasters destroyed their water systems. Others believe invasions and political instability weakened them over time. But the mystery remains. How does a civilization that built something so advanced simply disappear into the jungle? In the middle of a desert, carved into red stone cliffs, lies one of the most breathtaking ancient cities ever discovered. Petra. Petra. This was the capital of the Nabateans, a civilization that mastered survival in extreme desert conditions. They controlled major trade routes connecting ancient worlds. They engineered advanced water systems that allowed life in the desert, and they became extremely wealthy through trade and commerce. For centuries, Petra flourished, but then trade routes shifted, empires expanded, and slowly, Petra lost its importance. People left, and the desert began reclaiming everything. Over time, sand buried the city, structures disappeared, and Petra was forgotten by the world. For hundreds of years, it remained lost to history, until it was rediscovered again. It is shocking to realize that one of the richest cities of the ancient world could disappear so completely from memory. Finally, one of the most powerful civilizations in human history. Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt. They built pyramids that still stand today after thousands of years, including one of the most mysterious structures ever created, Great Pyramid of Giza. For thousands of years, Egypt dominated the ancient world. Its rulers were treated like gods. Its architecture was unmatched. Its knowledge of astronomy, engineering, and mathematics was far ahead of its time. But even Egypt eventually declined. Empires invaded. Knowledge was lost. Temples were abandoned. And countless secrets disappeared forever. Even today, we still cannot fully explain how such massive structures were built using ancient technology. Some historians believe we have greatly underestimated ancient civilizations, that they were far more advanced than we think. And if that is true, then what else in history have we misunderstood? Civilizations rise. Civilizations fall. But some disappearances feel different. Too sudden. Too complete. Too mysterious. These civilizations were not weak. They were advanced, intelligent, and powerful, and yet something erased them from history. Maybe it was nature, maybe it was war, or maybe there are forces in history we still do not understand. Because if entire civilizations could vanish before, What makes us think ours is safe? And the biggest question remains, how many lost civilizations are still buried beneath the oceans, deserts, and jungles of Earth, waiting to be discovered?